Hey guys, Ryan Fowler with InnerMasculine.com. Another great show today. I have a great Dan Pena clip for you, and I have a Teddy Roosevelt quote that ties into it. We're going to talk about taking action imperfectly as opposed to being the critic who sits on the sideline and criticizes those who takes action. I don't think all criticism is bad. I don't think all critics are bad. But when you are a critic, you are not in the arena. You're not on the path of greatness. You're a critic on the sidelines. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you examples from my own life of starting out doing crappy at first, but getting better. That's how it goes. I'm living it out right now on this show. So, bit by bit, I am making slow, incremental upgrades to my show. I'm making slow, incremental upgrades to my website, to the products that I'm coming out with. I'm going to show you some clips today. Looks like we already have some commenters. I'm going to show you how it is because honestly, I have set up my life to live the life I want, and it's been evolving over the years. And I'm pretty much living the life I want. On a bad year, I make six figures. On a good year, I make multiple six figures, but I can live anywhere in the world. It's great, but it hasn't always been this way. It's been a lot of intentional planning. And even right now, the Man in the Arena speech by Theodore Roosevelt. And we're going to go over a Dan Pena clip. Dan Pena is a 100 millionaire and billionaire factory. He trains people. His clients have a combined net worth over 50 billion. People he's trained, many nine-figure, I think maybe even a few 10-figure net worth individuals. He's going to talk about taking action, about perfectionism versus just getting out there, getting in the shit and getting it done, even if it is imperfect. Right now, my production qualities are slowly getting better. They're not where I'd like them to be, but it's all part of a process. I'm going to show you some video clips of stuff I've been working on, the first iteration and the second. The first, the production quality is crap. The second is much better. But I've used this formula for the last 20 years. And when I'll talk about how things were when I started out. When I started out 20 years ago, I made about $1,000 a month. And back in 2021, I had a year I made over 300 grand. And I'd worked on multiple. My old job was estate planning, protecting people's wealth from lawsuits, some niche high-end tax planning. I would work with, I'm not a CPA or an attorney. I work with them as needed. And I've worked on multiple $100 million plus estates. So, but I've quit that now to do this. This is a new thing. And it's, in a way, not starting from ground zero, but in a way it is. And there is a point, even if you start out at first, you start out as shit, that's okay because you keep going and keep getting better. This time next year, the production qualities on my show are going to be way better. But you got to start somewhere. And so we're going to talk about that today. This is a common pattern that the most successful people follow. It's what Teddy Roosevelt, who became the president, follows. I've shown you other clips. Tom Bilyeu talking about worth $500 million, talking about how he's not afraid to fall down, look stupid, mess up, and have other people laugh at him. So we're going to go into all of that today. It's going to be a great show because I have multiple clips and examples from my life and other people to kind of show you guys this today. But first, just so you know, you can see in the lower left corner of the screen, InnerMasculine.com/free-ebook. You can get your free ebook. I had 3-4 days off last week because I was working on the ebook. I did 30 pages of content in 1 week. That's like a book in 8 weeks, So a lot of work on that. It is now ready. So you can go to InnerMasculine.com, free-ebook, pop in your email. I need to get things streamlined. So you might get the ebook 2-3 days later, but I'm going to fix that this week so it goes to you automatically. Just be patient with that. Again, everything's a process. I'm a one-man show who hires out contract labor. And I've done this before. I know how it's going to go. But here is, you can check it out right here. Here's a table of contents. This is absolutely free. You just go to that page, intermasculine.com, free/ebook. You get it for free. Pop in your email. It shows you right here. What is a subconscious program? Everyone knows about our subconscious mind. Most of you know that the vast majority of our behavior is determined by the subconscious, but most people know nothing besides that. This part of our brain that dictates 95% of our choices, and most people have no idea what it is. Carl Jung, the father of modern psychotherapy, said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This is the gateway you want to enter in by to take fate into your own hands. Learn about your subconscious mind. Why does it hold you back? What's anxiety about? What's addiction about? Procrastination, self-sabotage, the 3 motivational archetypes. The last one, pursue pleasure and realize your dreams. At the bottom, it's the best. Well, why do people do the top 2? That screws them up, causes all sorts of problems. We're going to go into all of that. What is a subconscious program? How does your subconscious influence you? What is going on? It's all in here, all free. So just go to intermasculine.com/free-ebook and you will get it absolutely no charge. Pop in your email, you get that. So moving on. Today, I have some clips for you guys. You're going to love it. I have people come to me all the time. I've had over a dozen people after a session with me come back, income up within a year, maybe a year and a half, income up 40%, 50%, doubled, tripled. I had 2 went 10x within 2 years of doing 1, 2, 3 sessions with me. Because we put you in this mindset. We get what I'm talking about today. We get it in your subconscious. So you're doing this and you're comfortable with doing this. You're not worried about failing. So many people are held back. So many people are stuck because they have a feeling that if I fail, if I mess up, it means I'm a failure. It means I'm a loser. It means I'm not good enough. We get that out of you, that toxic shame out. We put this self-belief in you. And then it's okay to fail. You're just practicing. You're just learning and growing. And when you start out, you're going to see in this Teddy Roosevelt clip, this is the way of the universe. He talks about this. Successful people start out at a low place and they screw up and they screw up, but each time they get a little better until they get enough skill to get what they want. That's the path. So you take action imperfectly. Now, Dan Pena here is going to talk about why people who follow this model make a lot more money, and the perfectionists, the overanalyzers, the procrastinators stay small, have less success. So here we go. Let me bring up this clip here. Now, he says people with low IQ. I think what he really just means is overanalyzers, because Elon Musk is a genius and makes more money than Dan Pena and all of his clients combined. He's $225 trillion net worth. Elon Musk was the chief engineer for SpaceX. He was a chief because he couldn't find engineers, high quality engineers that he could afford, who wanted to risk being on this project if it failed. So he had to learn it all himself, how to design rockets. He's literally a rocket science chief engineer for SpaceX. And now he's worth, $250 billion or 260 or whatever it is. So it's not necessarily smart people. It's over analytical people. It's perfectionistic people. So here we go. Listen to this clip. This is great. This guy's clients have a combined net worth of over 50 billion with a B. He is 9 or 10 figure net worth guy himself. So here we go.
Lower the IQ, the more money they make.
Explain that to people.
Okay.
They don't get that.
Okay. So you're an engineer. By definition, engineers are analytical. Quite simply, if you make a mistake, normally, if you're building a bridge, you're building a rocket ship or whatever, a lot of people are going to die. It's not you. So you're trained to be safe.
They train us to be risk averse.
Correct. Overanalyze it.
Which means you don't have to pull the trigger.
Correct.
You can just analyze it all day.
So you overanalyze, you study things, you think of all the possible permutations, all the possibilities of what can go wrong. And if you do that enough, you'll come up with enough reasons not to do it at all. Because taking action isn't doing a spreadsheet. Taking action isn't listening to a podcast. Taking action is not reading a book, okay? Taking action is actually taking action. If you're an engineer, an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, you have learned to study and to take action in a certain fact pattern, okay? And the lower the IQ, the more money they make.
Explain that.
Okay, so that's the clip. What's he saying here? He's saying, don't be a perfectionist, just freaking do it. And this will directly ties in to the Teddy Roosevelt quote. And I'm going to show you how this applies in my personal life, because I want to show you, a case study, which is me in this case. I have other people come on for case studies. This one's going to be, I am the case study. So let's go to this Teddy. This is a great quote. I had a client of mine share this with me, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to use this on my show. And I've heard this a long time ago, but here we go. It's not the critic who counts. This is Teddy Roosevelt back in 1910, one of our U.S. presidents, a very famous one. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena taking action, like Dan Pena said, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again. This is critical right here, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. There is no greatness without adversity. Also, there is no greatness without failure. But the more we do anything, the better we get, until we have enough skill to get what we want. That's something I put in people's subconscious. So back in 1910, I'll show you example over example throughout my show. People who are afraid of failure will never achieve greatness if they don't overcome that fear and then just move forward. What I do with hypnosis is I get the fear out of you, literally get it way down or gone. There are some times where fear of failure serves you. You don't want to eat paint. If fear of failure, it means your chute doesn't open and you die as a skydiver. Well, okay, that's the type of failure you want to be pretty careful about. But in the business world, when it comes to making money, being successful, when it comes to dating, making mistakes is crucial to part of the learning process. Tim Costello, welcome to the show. Tim, very good friend of mine, has been on my show. Hopefully you'll be on this Saturday. I have typically 4 hypnotherapists who 3 of them had sessions with me. It rocked their world. They became hypnotherapists as a result, part-time or full-time, but they took pro training. And Tim is my longtime friend, also became a hypnotherapist. So, and he's helping guys out now. And Tim, so you'll be there this Saturday. Great, Tim. Tim's helping with some projects. In fact, Tim, I'm going to show a clip of some stuff you did some filming for, and I'm going to show you the stuff you've just edited. I mean, just a, small clip. I have, at this point, filmed about 6-7 hours worth of video content for a self-hypnosis program that we're basically on the verge of launching it. We already have 2 guys using the program. But I'm going to show you, starting out at a low level where your work is crap, you got to start somewhere. This show right now, I had a very respected guy, a dear friend. He's like, Ryan, you need to up the production quality on your daily show. Your content's amazing. Your production quality's low. Well, I've been doing this 2.5 months. And, but honestly, it was good advice. And this is a high performing guy. So not all criticism's bad, but here's the point. I started. I'm doing it. I got a $2,300 camera. I got a professional mic. I learned how to use my mic to get rid of most of the room noise, which I used to have in my show. I used to have a worse camera angle, making little improvements. In fact, if you guys can comment, you like the Buddha guy a little higher. I think it looks great. You guys can also comment this picture back here. Some say get it out or just have it all the way in the frame. What I think I might do, I'm going to start experimenting. And I moved to Costa Rica in 2 months. So anything I buy now, I'll probably just have to keep here until I get back to Mexico in January. Maybe it'll be here when I get back, maybe not. But I'm thinking about getting some LED lights or something to get like a lit up blue background. And then just pull down the shades and make it darker, and then have like this lit up blue background, like these blue LED lights shining up, something like that. So you guys tell me what you think. Put your suggestions in the comments on how to improve the background, improve the show. I'm open to that. But the point is, you start it. If you don't, when you start something, guys, accept the fact you're going to suck. You're a beginner. I never had a YouTube show before. I did some YouTube clips. I mean, you look at my old clips, and I was just using my webcam if you go to the video section. And the interviews I'm doing with these guys are amazing. Like, I've been doing self-hypnosis or hypnosis, self-hypnosis 10.5 years, hypnosis for 4 years. I'm extremely good at it, but that was a skill I had to develop too. And anything you first start out, you're going to suck. But as you keep going, you get better. A year from now, this background, the lighting, everything's going to be on a whole new level. Maybe even 6 months, 2 months, whatever. But it's going to be an iterative approach. When I started my day job that I quit last year, or I'm still doing a tiny bit of work for it, but you know, it's 5% of my 10% of my workload now. When I started out, I bought $300 in courses, and then I bought about another $800 in continuing education courses for CPAs and lawyers, etc. So I bought $1,100 in courses. I had a fold-up chair. I had a fold-up table. I had a computer with internet access. At this point, this is 20 years ago, my car had gotten repoed, didn't have a car. I couldn't pay rent. I was living in a bedroom in my parents' house, fold-up chair, table, computer, internet. That's it, and some training. I studied for 2 years. I wrote a book. The book never got published, but it was for my clients. So it's just kind of something I gave to my clients. It's about 110 pages. So booklet, whatever. Researched it exhaustively. Some professionals got their hands on it, said, this is great. Started referring me business. And Tim actually was working with me back then at about 2005. And, you know, we did great overall. We had some stumbles along the way, but overall we did great. And then I upgraded my game further, and I started getting 10, 20, 30, 50 million net worth clients because I wrote a book with a law professor, emeritus law professor, has a PhD, 2 law degrees, Dr. Arnold Goldstein. You know, I was in my bedroom reading the Internal Revenue Code. It would take me half an hour to get through a paragraph because I'm like, what the hell is this saying? Now I can read a paragraph in the Internal Revenue Code, 1 or 2 reads, get it, you know, like a minute or less, 30 seconds, whatever. But when I first started out, I sucked at reading the Internal Revenue Code. You keep going, you keep upgrading your skill set. And before you knew it, I had this job working out of my home, making 180 grand a year, 190, whatever. Working out of my home, could live anywhere in the world. And I'm just some dude in my bedroom making 180, 190 grand a year being the quarterback on estate plans, asset protection plans for $50 million clients, $120 million clients. There was only a few at $100 million. Oops, there goes my camera. Because truthfully, there's just a lot less of them out there. And see, this is just part of, this is a strong man stumbling right here, right? Doesn't matter. Boom. Got back up, back in the saddle. So this is a very important life lesson. If you guys want to be successful, get this mindset of be a doer, take action. Don't worry about mistakes and failures. Fix them as you go along because you need the experience to grow. You need to make errors to grow and learn from your errors. So I'm going to show you this clip now. I'm going to show you the first iteration of this self-hypnosis video training that I came out with. It's actually about to be released, but I'm kind of controlling the capacity in which it's released. If you guys go to innermasculinehealing.com, there is a 15-page quiz to fill out, and you can then schedule a free 30-minute consult with me, and I'll tell you about the self-hypnosis program, and you can get it through me that way. It's going to be more readily available. I mean, there's all sorts of things I have planned for. It's going to be more readily available to the general public in a couple months. But it's offered to select people now. Or if you go to innermasculinehealing.com to get the free 30-minute consult, I'll help you however I can. I'll tell you about that. You can get it that way too. There's a reason why I'm doing it this way. But let's look at the first version production values of the video content I did for this. And then you're going to see the second version, and you're going to see what I mean. So here we go. Let me just bring this up. First version, the production quality is low. Content's amazing. By the way, this is my second logo. The first one was very basic, didn't look nearly as good. And honestly, I'm going to do a third iteration and make it kind of even a little more streamlined and professional. So second iteration, there's going to be a third. But here, we'll keep going. Get through that. Explain why I'm even doing this. What brought me to this point? Look at this. I was probably about 8 pounds heavier here. I'm 181 now. I was probably at 189 there. So that's one level I upgraded. Also, I've been working out more. But kind of a cheap background. you know, it's what my motivation. The content's great, but is and what my background is. Later on we're going to talk about how our subconscious mind and subconscious programs develop in childhood. So I want to tell you about my journey and what my childhood was like. Okay, enough of that. So cheap hotel room, and Tim honestly did a great job. Tim's an amateur too at filming. He's very professional at some other things. Thing I like about Tim, who's watching this show, who did the filming and editing for this, is Tim is a doer. And this is not a knock on Tim at all. I'm eternally grateful to Tim for so many things, and he's getting better too. But me, you got to start somewhere. Production quality here, kind of shit. Programs that got in me, and then the content was great, but let's compare it to the second one. But you got to start somewhere. Tim learned things from doing this to become better at video editing, filming, etc. I learned things from doing this to become a better presenter. Now we're going to look at version 2 here. And I'm just going to show you the difference. Best production quality, not exactly amateurish. That's fine. We did it. We took action. Now here's the second one. This is what's actually going, and this isn't perfect either, but this is a big, big, big upgrade. And this is what's going to be released as part of a paid product. Oops, hold on. This is the path you guys want to take. This is what Dan Pena is talking about. Doesn't matter if it's crap at first. Do it and get better. Here we go. But yeah, same mental screen, but this isn't bad. Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Fowler with Inner Masculine. A lot better, huh? Now watch, there's multiple camera angles. And this is part 1 of the subconscious optimization system. So in this part, I'm going to share with you all my story, my struggle. So you saw it there, shot in a professional studio. One of the great things about being in Mexico is it would have cost me $8,000 to $9,000 to produce this and get it edited professionally in the United States. Here it was about $2,600. So that's great. But professional setting, multiple camera angles. You can see my hand gestures. The camera's on point for better eye contact. You can tell my face is a little thinner. I want to lose four more pounds. That's it. I'm in the gym, etc. It's all a process. It's all good. It's all cool. So, you can watch a little more. You can see in the lower left, I got the Inner Masculine logo too. With manic depression, general anxiety disorder. So just the sound work, everything is better. Honestly, when I did this, I filmed it quicker with less takes. And my overall presentation skills were better because I did that first iteration that I showed you. So in a year or so, I'm going to do another version, and it's going to be even better. And in a month or two, the background and the production quality for my show here that I've been doing 2.5, 3 months, probably 2.5 months, gonna be even better. But you start somewhere. You know, I was talking to John MLD, good friend of mine, who I've been on his show several times, very successful guy. You know, he's had years, he's done over $1 million in profit. And I was telling him, you know, my show's at 500 something subscribers. And honestly, what I'm doing is a little bit niche. It's not as much for eyeballs because it's not like, oh, look at this outrage. You know, outrage clips are designed for eyeballs. They're designed to get maximum views. I'm here freaking changing people's lives. And that is no joke. I have had so many people's lives, probably over 100 at this point, where it's like their life is a 180 because of what I'm doing. And I am not kidding. I have just look at the testimonials. I got 18 up. I got more coming. I have a bunch of written, probably 30 written, 10 audio. I might put some of the audio interviews up. I mean, you don't see any video because a lot of guys, this is personal stuff. A lot of guys don't want to share their personal stuff. Some guys like, you changed my life. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do an interview for you, Ryan. So you watch the videos, amazing work I'm doing. I understand there's areas I need to up level in. Take action. Don't wait until it's perfect, because if you do, you probably never get there. And Tim is making a good comment here. How you get better. Oh, there it goes again. Sorry, that's my okay, hopefully this will work. Webcam went out. Not webcam, my pro cam. All right, Tim Costello, perfection does not happen overnight, but good things happen every day. So, if you guys are thinking about starting a side hustle, starting a business, I've had 4 businesses now. The first one failed. First business failed, but I learned so much from that. The second business was successful. And I can live anywhere in the world. I'll be in Costa Rica in 2 months. I'll be living there. Then I come back to Mexico. I'll probably visit Europe next year. I'll visit Japan next year. I can do that because of starting out with a fold-up chair, fold-up table, not knowing crap, internet access and a computer, starting out 20 years ago, building on that, and now building again. So for you guys thinking of a business, of a side hustle, the number one message today, don't worry about the critics. The critics are not in the arena, and you never achieve greatness by being a critic. Maybe Roger Ebert. Not really, though. Come on. He's Roger Ebert. You know, Roger Ebert, those movie critics. Yeah. You know, that's about the most famous critic I know of. And are they really that good? No. So don't worry about the critics. The critics are not on the path of greatness. The man taking action, the strong man who stumbles and errs and gets better, he's the one on the path of greatness. So start what you want to do, whatever your dreams are, guys. Start, accept you're going to suck at it at first, but keep going, keep learning, keep growing, because the great secret of the universe is if you keep going and you keep learning and growing, you get better and better and better until you have enough skill to get what it is you want. So I think that's more or less our show for today. Be kind of a shorter one, but I've already kind of beat this horse to death. But it's a very, 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 very important lesson. You guys with your side hustle, or you're thinking of a side hustle, thinking of starting a business, thinking of getting in the gym, but you're like, I'm 300 pounds or I'm 250, you know, why even try? It doesn't matter where you are. It's that you start and that you keep going, learning and growing. And if you do that and don't give up, you will get there. Thomas Edison tried 1,000 times, failed 1,000 times, learned from each failure until he invented the light bulb. He invented it because he kept going when others gave up. So that's our show for today. Be the man who takes action. You know, critics, you know, some constructive criticism is good. Good constructive criticism by experts. If it's some schmuck, then ignore them for the most part. But criticism from experts, hey, great. Take it to heart, learn and grow from it. But no matter how good that criticism is, you're the one in the arena. You're the one who gets all the credit for the greatness and for learning from your failures until you achieve and have success. You're the one who reaps the rewards. I'm reaping some rewards now. More rewards are coming. There's going to be good times, bad times, ups and downs. Doesn't matter. Get in that arena. It's worth it. You can do it. At the end of the day, just keep doing it because you have more power than you know. That's our show. Thank you.